Welcome back, everyone. We are up to game 2 here between FnaticMSI SEN and ROOTKiwikaki for the third place match here. Winner of this will go on to play QXC in the grand final, but it is a best of 5. SEN is currently up 1-0 with some nice counter attacks with Roaches, but we are going into Shakira's Plateau. Now, I am unstable, joined here by Orb, and looks like we got extreme polar opposite positions here from both these guys. I'm not sure who this favors more, because Kiwikaki has to have some kind of game plan for this map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in this kind of a tournament, when you pick a map like this, I would really hope that you would have a very specific strategy for it. And of course, Kiwikaki is one of those players that very often has specific strategies to specific maps. So yeah, I mean, he's putting the pylon down on his lower ground, so probably going to be going for a very quick expansion down there. But in theory, we could also see just gateways placed down by the ramp for a little bit of a closer rush distance. I would very much doubt that, though, especially after he sees that his opponent is at cross spawns.
Kiwikaki, no stranger to this map, though. We have seen some insane games from him so far, especially that one we just saw with like the mass macro game versus QXC. But we also saw a really strong macro game from him versus Sen yesterday on Zelnaga. So really, it's going to come down to who can outplay the other, really, because both these guys do have amazing mechanics. They have great decision making, and looks like we got a spawning pool first from Sen.
Yeah, and he interestingly enough, although not that big of a deal, he did it on 14 as opposed to last game when he did it on 15. So just very slight deviations build. I assume he has a reason for that, perhaps based on the map. And wow, Kiwikaki doing his trademark of blocking off the ramp with pylons. Wow.
Yeah, thankfully that'll be a little bit harder next patch, because personally I really don't like the fact that they can do that extremely easily. At least having at least in the next patch it will be an extra 100 minerals, and it will put it a little bit slower. But hey.
Yeah, I mean the same thing happened in the TL Open today, and I think Protoss players kind of just they just kind of want to do it like one last time before the patch happens or something.
Yeah, see, you can understand there's two ways of thinking about that. One is you don't want to practice doing it because it's not going to be viable, but if you're in a tournament, you want to do it because it does put you ahead, and it's a very back and forth in the way you think you're going to do it. But that's right. We do have that Roach Warren down for Sen. He wants to try and get rid of that pylon as fast as possible to get that expansion down. While we have a look back here for Kiwikaki, he will be pretty much extremely safe to throw down his Nexus as he did just then before the gateway. This drone will stay alive as long as he can, though. It's going to take a very long time for Kiwikaki to get that Stalker or a Sentry out to be able to get rid of it. Oh
absolutely, considering he's just starting the gateway now, and he went for a fast expansion build. And of course
something I got to point out, I don't like the fact that Kiwikaki hasn't actually followed this drone. Because I have seen games where that drone gets away from the probe and builds a hatchery in their main base, and because they've got the roaches, they just start building roaches, and there's nothing that the Protoss can do about it. But that's just what I've seen before. It's actually pretty cool to watch. But we do have Speedlings coming out from Sen with quite a few roaches as well. I think he wants to get 5 before he goes down that ramp. Doesn't want to lose any units to this cannon if he doesn't have to, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Still on one guess. Nexus just about to finish for Kiwikaki, and he actually, it looks like, I could be wrong, but it looks like he almost like fully walled himself off with that Cybernetics core at his natural. So interesting that he's either going to just completely rely on warping units outside of that, or perhaps destroying those backdoor destructible rocks, but you'd have to walk so far that I seriously doubt that would be what's going to happen here. Kiwikaki now on 2 gas, has not taken his natural gas, something I definitely agree with. A lot of players, they take their natural and immediately take double gas. I think it's much better to sit on the minerals for a while. So Sen now moving out with his army after he pushed out. So we have, looks like about 12 Zerglings and 8 Roaches here moving up, and there are only 2 Photon Cans defending this. So this could be very devastating for Kiwikaki if he doesn't get a little bit more defense out here.
Yeah, I think Sen really wants to wait for those extra roaches to be able to actually reach these photon cannons. 2 more going down for Kiwikaki. Now is the time Sen wants to get up there if he has any.
Now there's a sentry there.
We do have these Lings going up. They want to take as many hits from these cannons as possible. Here we go, Sen splitting up his roaches. Oh, great job by Sen splitting those up to focus down the cannons. These are going to drop fairly quickly, and the Lings are still working on the gateway here, but I don't think he's going to have... He does try and get this gateway down. He's trying to get a lot of hits on these cannons as well. Both of the cannons are up now. The gateway's down. Nice force field by Kiwikaki. There's still quite a few roaches, but the two cannons here are doing a great job. More units streaming across for Sen. He's taking out one of the cannons here. If he can get the one on the right, he'll be in a very good spot. But lots and lots of probes going down here for Kiwikaki.
Yeah, he's taking out a very large number of the probes that were at the natural. Now there's only 5 left, or 6 rather. Kiwikaki dropping down another gateway to block that off. Definitely not a comfortable position for Kiwikaki to be in. But he certainly didn't die to it, and he certainly dwindled the numbers of the Zerg quite a lot. So, you know, after he gets his probe count back up through chrono boosting his nexuses, he should be fine, and I think he'll be able to rebound from this quite easily, considering the fact that the Zerg is only just now starting his hatchery. So, I would definitely have to put Kiwikaki in a pretty solid lead at this point.
Yeah, putting those 2 extra cannons really did save him them, and some great probe. Putting those probes at the perfect time as well. There's so many cannons at the front. He does not have much tech. He's got that another gateway in his main going down now. But if we have a look at the income tab, it's 21 drones to 32 probes. And pretty much Sen, there's nothing Sen can do really to get in this front of this main anytime soon. He is going for these rocks at the back. I don't think he's going to get there anywhere near as soon as he wants to. But Kiwikaki does see the health of those rocks with that probe. He's also putting a cannon there as well. So that will buy him time. Sen taking complete map control now though. If we have a look at his view, he pretty much can see half the map with all his units here. He's taking down the rocks at the back. He's going to get through those pretty quickly. But just droning hard right now. He's trying to catch up to Kiwikaki's probe count. It's very hard for him to do, considering that natural expansion isn't up yet. And we do have a Stargate going down now as well.
Yeah, I'm really surprised we didn't see Sen just go for a third base. I mean, when you see 6 cannons at your opponent's natural, with a full wall in and 6 cannons, you can basically know your opponent's not going to be aggressive for a very, very long time. And that really creates the opportunity to go for something like, you know, just getting a really quick third base and try to put yourself back in the lead from being down a base. So I'm really surprised that Sen is instead just sticking on these 2 bases for now, when his opponent has no chance of being aggressive.
Yeah, we do have the double Stargate coming out for Kiwikaki now, though. So we will be able to, if he gets, depending on what he gets, whether it be Void Rays or Phoenixes, we'll be able to put some pressure on Sen. Because their layer is only just finishing in a second. We do have Phoenixes coming out now for Kiwikaki. So we could be seeing a lot of airplay coming from him, which has been extremely strong ever since Guinea Pig really popularized it in the GSL.
So Void Ray starting on the second Stargate. So it looks like he's splitting between Phoenixes and Void Rays. And there's the third base started for Sen right now.
Yeah, definitely. So he's going to get a good scout out now. Sen has gone for that third base. I like the decision for this base. It's a lot less of a run round for Sen if he just parks his army at the front between the ramp and that third one. He's also saved by these destructible rocks for a little bit. The only downside is the cliff at the back here will save if he does get Void Rays. We'll be able to jump back and forth between the cliff and not to just save those Void Rays from any kind of stuff. So
yeah, it'll be really difficult for Zerg to defend, you know, if the Void Rays switch between that third and his main and just keep walking over that cliff. You know, even if he gets up to Hydra and, you know, he's trying to defend with those, it can be really, really difficult to deal with units that are just walking back over that cliff. You have to split up your army, and then, you know, of course, it's half as effective since you have half as many. Overseer going down to this Void Ray at the Protoss main right now. Definitely not what Sen had planned for that Overseer.
Yeah, definitely. So just having a quick look around at both bases, we're getting +1 weapons for Kiwikaki. I really like that decision. We'll be able to let the Void Rays take down these Hydras a lot quicker. The Hydra Gen's now finished. He is getting Overlord speed to help keep those Overlords alive from these roaming Void Rays and Phoenixes. He hasn't had a chance to transfer anything to his to his third base yet. He's transferring them now, but there is a Void Ray coming over, and great intuition by Sen, sending 2 Queens already over there. The only downside to that is Kiwikaki can charge on those rocks if he really wants to and lift up one of the Queens with this Phoenix. Just like that, we do have these Queens down the bottom. There is not enough energy to transfuse. The one coming across doesn't have enough either. So we got 2 of those Queens. Still no enough for transfusing. Picking up that other Queen as well. Really well done by Kiwikaki.